very quickly going through all of them. Mentorship, it's about fault finding, not doubt solving, not copy discussion, none of that. Fault finding, आप क्या गलती कर रहे हो. Question framing, one single aim, maximum hit ratio हो, जो टेस्ट आप अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हो, एंड वही सिमिलर वाले क्वेश्चंस जो है आपके एग्जाम में आ जाए. आपका एलिमेंट ऑफ सरप्राइज खत्म करना. आंसर राइटिंग फ्रेमवर्क, आपको खुद अवेयरनेस हो कि आप AIR 1 के आंसर राइटिंग कॉम्पिटेंसी से कितने दूर हैं. सो गाइज, हियर इज द थिंग, अगर आप ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच से मेंस की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं, देन योर फोकस इज गोइंग टू बी ऑन प्रैक्टिसिंग. यू वुड हैव कन्विंस्ड योरसेल्फ दैट आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस करते रहें, टेस्ट आफ्टर टेस्ट देते रहेंगे, एंड एवरीथिंग एल्स इज गोइंग टू टेक केयर ऑफ इटसेल्फ. यू आर गोइंग टू इम्प्रूव ऑटोमेटिकली एंड आपके स्कोर्स भी ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाएंगे. यू विल डू वेल इन द एग्जाम. बट दैट अप्रोच, with that approach you are leaving a lot to chance. And ये चीज़ आज से 5 साल पहले ट्रू थी. Today none of this holds true. You know, you need to control all the elements of the exam. Keeping this in mind, 2024 में अगर आपको एक solid mains program देखना है, so these are the 6 pillars that need to be there. And आपको ये keywords sort of trivial लग रहे होंगे, आपने सुना होगा mentorship, answer writing framework, but trust me, it takes years of iteration to perfect each and every one of them. And we believe Smash is at that stage where a lot of these pillars have been streamlined. Right? Very quickly going through all of them. Mentorship, it's about fault finding, not doubt solving, not copy discussion, none of that. Fault finding, आप क्या गलती कर रहे हो. Question framing, one single aim, मैक्सिमम हिट रेशियो हो, जो टेस्ट आप अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हो, एंड वही सिमिलर वाले क्वेश्चंस जो है आपके एग्जाम में आ जाए. आपका एलिमेंट ऑफ सरप्राइज खत्म करना. दैट्स व्हाट वी आर फाइटिंग फॉर. आंसर राइटिंग फ्रेमवर्क, आपको खुद अवेयरनेस हो कि आप AIR 1 के आंसर राइटिंग कॉम्पिटेंसी से कितने दूर हैं. राइट, आप तो लिखते जा रहे हो, आपको आइडिया नहीं है कि बाकी लोग क्या इनोवेशंस कर रहे हैं, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इनोवेशंस आर गेटिंग मार्क्स, राइट, एंड हाउ डू यू come up with a scientific approach जिससे कि आप वो innovations touch कर पाओ. Answer evaluation, one simple thing, आपका जो test series में score है, that should be the score in the actual exam. So your evaluators have to perform at that level, right? आपके गलत questions में भी वो आपको सही दे रहे हैं. That's not like they have to work with a different level of accuracy. Model answers are very standard things that are provided, very standard notes that are provided to everyone. There are so many themes, so many topics जो आप questions करके ही revise कर सकते हैं. There are no specific chapters or books, right? तो model answers serve as notes for these specific themes as well. Model answers, there are certain themes जिन पे कोई books नहीं है, जिन पे आपको कोई like series of videos नहीं मिलेंगे. You have to master them via attempting questions. And model answers cover much more, go over and beyond the dimensions that have been asked in specific questions. So they become like specific notes for these themes, right? Finally, coming to X Factor notes, the idea, the way we have designed X Factor notes is that you can immediately replicate these notes in your answers. So if you look at how traditional notes were built, you still had to process वो paragraph after paragraph, सब टॉपिक आफ्टर सब टॉपिक चलते थे, और उसके बाद आपको ही खुद सोचना पड़ता था कि मैं इसमें से क्या यूज करूं, पेपर में कैसे अकोमोडेट करूं. राइट, वील डीप डाइव इनटू ईच वन ऑफ देम. सबसे पहले मेंटरशिप हो गया.
Okay, so now the thing about one-on-one mentorship is, and now it's significantly different from the group mentorship. Now each individual comes with his or her own strengths and weaknesses. Now the close bond which a mentor shares with his mentees, that is where he is able to guide the aspirant in a particular way depending upon his or her own faults and her own strengths. That's where fault finding and ensuring that every mentee grows progressively, one-on-one mentorship scores very heavily over other group mentorship sessions.
Absolutely. So अगर आप अनिमेश का भी एग्जाम्पल लें, it was a fight for every mark, right? He would question his mentor कि इसमें मैं half mark बढ़ाने के लिए क्या करूँ, 1 mark extra लाने के लिए क्या करूँ, what should I do, right? And that cannot happen in a group setting, right? Group setting में more or less the model answer is going to be discussed, जिसका ज़्यादा utility है नहीं, because you have taken a different approach, you have answered a question in a different style altogether, right? And if I talk about evaluated copies, they also leave a lot on the table to be understood. So mentorship की जो importance है in terms of accelerating your learning, it stays unmatched. It's not comparable at all, right? Next is question framing.
Okay. Now, with respect to question framing, in the past few years, if you take a question about women, then it was very generic issues which was coming in the UPSC paper. And if you see last year's paper, last 2 years, there's a question on child cuddling related to women empowerment, related to technology. Now, these cross subjects or cross themes, dimensions and the interlinkages, that is very important that an aspirant prepares for that during these 3 months where he is going for practice. Now, if he is even going for practice, he should prepare it in the right way so that he is answering the right kind of questions, the direction in which UPSC is presently going. That's where question framing and the in-house PYQ oriented question framing becomes very important for Nitish.
Perfect, absolutely. So, जैसा example निशित ने दिया, you would have understood कि questions में किस level की complexity involved है. ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ भी in a matter of seconds एक question बनाए and that enters the test series. That's not the process, right? We have done thorough analysis of PYQ. We know कि हमें किस theme पे question पूछना है अपने FLT में, अपने specific test में. And after that, जब उस question framing की बात आती है, तो इस level का दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है, right? 3 different cross-cutting concerns को include करके question frame हो रहा है, right? So that level of nuance is present when it comes to question framing. It's not at all trivial, right? अब हम अगर answer writing framework में आए, very important pillar.
Yeah, answer writing framework is very closely related to question framing because that's what we're going for in mains. But answer writing framework, अगर आप देखें तो maximum UPSC asks to answer in 250 words. अभी 50 word introduction में चले जाते हैं, 50 word conclusion में. So at max you have 100 to 150 words to put in all the content which you have studied over the period of past 1.5 to 2 years. In that respect, it's very important that you know the high impact points and what the structure of your answer is going to be. So that the framework and pre-prepared framework before you appear the exam is very important. And that's where answer writing frameworks is the most important part of smash treatment.
Yep, so innovations by rankers is at a whole new level at this point. It's 2024 and वो किसी तरह आंसर मैनेज करने वाले फेज में नहीं है, राइट? आपके पास 7 minutes हैं टू गेट योर आंसर ऑन द पेपर एंड आप किसी तरह उसको मैनेज करके लिख रहे हैं, राइट? दैट्स नॉट द बेंचमार्क एनी मोर. यू हैव टू पैक मोर एंड मोर इनोवेशंस. सो you need the support of all these frameworks जिससे आप बहुत जल्दी अपनी आंसर राइटिंग स्किल्स को इवॉल्व कर पाए. That's the whole theory behind the frameworks, right?
Yeah, and with respect to answer writing framework, and again for writing that perfect answer, you should have your notes ready so that those notes are replicable in your exams. That's where X factor notes come in. Why it is X factor? Because if you see, take a common topic like federalism. Now, traditionally, federalism could have been attempted by your regular books where it was asking about central-state relations. But now, if you see the question papers, it has gone into cooperative, competitive, confrontational federalism. Now, imagine your notes structured accordingly. So, whenever you see the question, you directly replicate your notes and adding to it multiple types of introduction, multiple types of conclusion, and various examples and diagrams which have become so important considering the present day competition. X factor notes again is the key to the rest of the points in this section.
Absolutely. Adding a couple of points to this, right? तो पहले जिस तरह के notes आते थे where you had paragraphs and subsections, उनमें और आपके the answer that you would be writing, उनमें distance बहुत ज़्यादा होता था, right? So आपको ये भी समझना ज़रूरी हो जाता था कि आप वो notes use कैसे करें अपने answer में. The fundamental point behind X factor notes is that you can use them as it is. The way X factor notes have been structured is, you have all the PYQs at the top so that you get an idea of how UPSC has been approaching that topic और आपको वो topics के dimensions के under cover करने हैं. Then you have all the quotes, all the examples, finally followed by the notes. So it's very holistic, and you can immediately copy paste from these notes to the actual answer that you will be writing. Okay. Guys, so you absolutely need to download this brochure. We have provided links for reference. All the examples are here so that you get an idea कि क्या-क्या चीज़ों पे आपको focus करना है. Smash starts from the 25th. On the 29th, we have the first test. See you there.